What up? What up? It's Confident, and right now you tuning in to Hip Hop Weekly.
Okay, Hip Hop Weekly All Access. This is your girl Brianna, and we are here live with the Canadian artist KONFIIDENT.
What's up? Yeah, that's how you say it.
Okay, all right. So what's going on today?
I'm good. I'm just cold. Like, I was up in Canada for Christmas. So I caught a cold up there because it's like -30.
Oh, wow.
So, but yeah, now I'm back here, but I'm just a little bit cold.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Of course, we know that you're from Toronto, Canada.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about you.
So, I was born in Nigeria. That's in Africa. I was born in Africa, and I moved to Toronto when I was 13.
Okay.
And from Toronto, I just moved to Atlanta last year.
Okay.
So I started making music when I was in Toronto. I started like writing poetry and stuff, and then that elevated more towards recording music just to express out my feelings because I was bullied when I was in high school and elementary school. So from there, just started making music, and then just started taking it seriously. Now I'm here.
Yeah.
My debut project's about to come out.
When is that coming out?
January 24th.
January 24th. What's the name of it?
The Come Up Story.
The Come Up Story. All right. So with the Come Up Story being, the name of your first album, tell us what was the come up? So like, how did you come up? I'm
gonna take you throughout the whole album. It takes you through a process from when I first landed in Atlanta to like all the stuff I had to deal with, like with my relationships with people from back home and being like new in Atlanta. And then it takes you at the bottom of the project. It's like more of like, okay, now we're in Atlanta. Let's get it for real. Like now we're living a good life. We're actually chasing this music dream like we all dreamed about. So
yeah, I had a chance to actually go through some of your music, and I noticed that you had Tory Lanez on one of your tracks, and that's one of your Toronto brethren.
Yep.
I think it's cool. One of the things I think is cool about Toronto right now is that you guys stick together.
Yeah.
So tell me how that came about.
But you know what's weird about Toronto? It was never like that at first.
Oh, really?
The nickname for Toronto used to be the Screwface Capital.
What?
Okay. So like everybody, I don't know, it's just a cold city. Like,
Yeah.
So like the whole vibe up there was just different. Like people in there used to stick together. But I feel like once people started making it out of Toronto, once people started seeing, okay, it's actually possible to be from Toronto, like everybody started coming together.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing for the city.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me and Dion are a little bit older, so we
Cardinal official.
Yeah. Shout out to
was bringing it back in the day too.
I know.
Yeah.
With Akon and all.
Yeah. So who are some of your influences?
When growing up, like I never really got into hip hop till like I really came to Canada, probably like the 8th grade. So like I when I was in Africa, I was listening to like all like the popular artists like Michael Jackson and like the pop stars and stuff.
Yeah.
So when I got into hip hop, like I got influenced by like Rick Ross and like Biggie Smalls and like Tupac and stuff.
Yeah. Sure. Also, a lot of your music has a lot of melody to it. I'm sorry, Dan.
No, you keep flowing.
A lot of your music has a lot of melody to it. Is that on purpose? Is that intentional?
Yeah, I did it. At first, I used to be like the bar for bar rapper. I used to be like that. Okay. But I felt like when I learned how to do the melodies, I felt like I could tell people could relate to my story. I don't know, it's weird. I felt like people could relate to my story a lot more because it's you could get it like it's catchier for them.
Right. No, but I'm just adding on what he's saying. Like, you're right, because I guess when you have a melody, people, it kind of rings in their head.
Exactly. Rings in there. Exactly.
Yeah, and it lasts longer. That's what's I think like a lot of older people don't really like. A lot of older hip hop heads don't understand how that works. Like you can go on a track and spit 60 bars, and it's gonna sound nice, but who gonna go back and listen to them saying 60 bars again? But if you making melody, if you making songs that you can actually play for your girl,
20 years from now, that melody's gonna click and somebody's gonna remember that time. Yeah.
I remember that Confident joint. Yeah. So, tell us what your process is. How do things work in the studio with you?
In the studio, first gotta take a little sip of liquor.
Okay.
Just to get this on, just to get me more comfortable. Right now,
cut the check first. Man.
I know. Yeah, right now I'm on some EJ.
Okay. That's old school, man. Exactly.
So, yeah, I sip a little liquor, and then I listen to the beat, and then I feel like the beat talks to me. So like, when I hear like words just come to me right away. So once the words come to me, I make the hook first. Okay. Because I'm really quick with hooks. I make the hook first, and then I go to the verses.
Yeah. A lot of what you what I came across. I mean, The Good Life is a great record. I love that. A lot of the records that you make are kind of geared towards a female artist. Is that intentional, or is that just kind of like, I'm making music for everybody? You just happen to come across that?
Now, I do make music for everybody, but like I feel like with the female songs, like I'm in a relationship, so I know, I relate to it more.
You're keeping it honest.
Exactly. That's what I'm going through right now. So I ain't gonna rap about what I'm not going through.
I can appreciate that.
Exactly. But cater to the impulse, because I'm not saying in a bad way, but women have an impulse to music probably stronger than men.
The men do. Yeah, you're right.
They will actually
spend money on it.
They will actually go to the concerts more. So hey, it's all about marketing.
Exactly.
That's what's up.
But I still make music for everybody. Even the whole project, it's music for everybody.
Like I said, like the whole honesty thing is something that you kind of can take from even Drake, Tory Lanez, and Division, all those guys that's coming out of Toronto. I think what's drawing people to you guys is the honesty. A lot of times people get on records and just start spitting about stuff they have no idea about. And I didn't get that from you. I felt like you were in your lane with the music.
Appreciate it.
I never looked at it like that, but you're right. There's a strong vulnerability that's respected. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people feel vulnerable. You look at it not being respected, but I mean, with Drake catalog, I mean you. You set the stage for anybody, no matter where you from, to be able to do something like that. Well, another thing that I like that you talked about just a few minutes ago, you were talking about the come up story. The one thing that I don't see or don't hear on the radio is people telling stories anymore.
Right.
It's almost braggadocious 16 and that's it in a nice catchy hook. But to tell a story, it will, again, it lasts with people and they'll take it further than where they would normally take it if they just heard it.
It's a connection. You make a connection.
And I feel like my whole life was a story. It's meant for me to be talking to tell people. So
you think about it, like, so Nigeria, I think a lot of people have I guess like a misconception of what Nigeria is. Lagos is like doper than New York City.
Exactly.
I haven't had the pleasure of actually seeing it, but from my interactions with Nigerians,
it's a beautiful city actually.
I'm flooded on my Netflix.
I be seeing all the movies.
I've been watching them.
So what brought you to Atlanta? It was music.
Music. Like I don't know, when I was in Toronto, like I was like, I don't know, I felt like I have this Atlanta sound, but I just gotta go out there to really exactly. So I came out here. I didn't know. I remember when I first came out to Atlanta, I did not know nobody. Like I was in a hotel downtown for like a week straight. Didn't know nobody, just walking around. I'm like, bro, I can't do this. I had to go. I went back to Toronto, and I was just doing some research on like who to like really network with when I came back. So when I came back, I started working with my manager right now. So and then everything just started going up from there.
I mean, like it is like a lot of an Atlanta sound. Do you who are some of the producers that are going to be featured on the come up?
So majority of producers are actually from Atlanta. So we got ATL Jacob, he with Free Bands. He dope. We got Finesse BET from Atlanta too. I got somebody from LA, his name's Dupree. And I got a 16-year-old kid from Michigan.
Word.
What, Flint somewhere or Detroit?
I can't remember the exact city, but it's somewhere in Michigan.
Yeah, you Detroit, right?
Born in Detroit.
Oh, for real? Oh, I can't remember the exact city, but it's somewhere out there.
Okay. Dude, so what's your favorite track so far on the record?
Like, it depends. Like, in the summertime, I'll be like, okay, I'm feeling this one. But, like, now, because it's more, like, cold outside, I'm feeling the female record.
Somebody keep you warm.
Yeah. I'm feeling the female, like, a record called Late Nights. That's one of my favorites right now.
Okay. And also, one of the things that have to compliment you on it as well as a lot of like new artists don't spend time with the visuals, and I think your visuals kind of do a lot with the music. You know what I mean? Like it kind of connects you automatically. You got this one scene, and you got the girl on the beach. And it's not like the song doesn't match. You know what I mean? Like it's actually. So who does your visual?
We plan, the whole team plans it out. Like I really like I always tell everybody like I cannot put out with no like half-ass shit. Visuals. Like, I'm so picky on visuals. I'm so big on visuals because like, I feel like visuals really tell the story of what your music is about, and my music is our story. So if I can't put out the perfect visuals so match with the story, there's no point in putting it out. So like we all really go in depth with the visuals. So that's why it comes out like that.
No wrong being Petty Crocker. No wrong.
You got anything?
What I was gonna say, I got caught in the conversation there when y'all was talking. It had something. It'll come back to me.
Okay. As far as you said the project is coming up on the 24th, right? Do you have any like plans to tour the record, or how are you introducing?
I definitely, that's one of my goals this year, to really go on tour. I feel like touring connects more with the fans and stuff. So definitely going on tour this year.
And Monday you have a new single coming out with Baby.
Yeah.
It's a remix to your song.
Yeah,
right?
It's the remix to the official remix to Exotics, a single we just pushed out, and it's coming out.
Okay. Another video?
Yeah. Well, that's on the low.
My bad. I was gonna ask you, what do you think is a good way to, like, if you like, even in the studio, you feeling the song, you're like, okay, this is it, but you wanted to break. What is your best way you thinking of breaking the record? You know, as far as
in terms with the public, or
right? You think internet, touring with it, a combination of both, or just a way that I
don't know. It's tricky now. Like back in the days, it's tricky now. Like
because you can have like the bomb song,
it just won't catch.
It don't connect.
It's tricky now. Like back in the days, like they put hella bread into putting on the radio, so it's like you hear that song every time. But like nowadays with the internet and stuff, it's like you just don't know what's gonna go. Like
what I noticed that I've been seeing the trend, like stuff like this, as far as the interviewing, people like you're telling us about your life. Like, I didn't know anything about to come up, so now that I know about it, now when he talks about it in the song, then I'm like, I know a little bit more about it because he just told me on the interview. So I think really people having a connection, because two things I look at as far as marketing when people are breaking stuff. When I looked at Kanye when he dropped, I can't even.
College Dropout.
I always mess it up.
The beautiful dark twisted.
Beautiful.
How he came out with the album, he came out with the visual. So you understood what he was saying.
Exactly.
Because if you would have got that music first,
so it made you appreciate the album more. And the same thing that just happened with Cardi B and
definitely.
You already know what Bruno was, but then Cardi B coming in and they dropped the single along with the video. I think that really sets a stone.
Exactly.
So not just one method of the media.
Everything, and people gotta connect with you. That's why I feel like
the concerts, all that.
They gotta really like feel you for them to like be okay. I fuck with you.
You just can't be hot. You know what I'm saying? You got to be hot and be hungry.
Exactly.
Hungry.
What influences like your music? Like
from the life I live. It's all my it's their experience that really makes me like. I said sometimes like I don't write all the time because I like to live life first before I go back into like my zone of writing.
And I wonder how artists do that sometimes. When you have like that bomb album, that first album is your whole life story.
I know.
How do you come back and top that? You know what I mean?
That's how I feel like you gotta live for it. Yeah, you gotta live and experience life.
Like we as the consumer, want you to come right back with the next
and the generation we're in now, it's like everything's so quick. So it's difficult for artists because it's like we don't have a chance to really live. That's why a lot of music is repetitive now. You're not living.
But I think what you strive at is when you're amiable. You know, you're being able to be in here. Like if you coming from a Toronto market, coming into Atlanta market, then possibly learning enough to just global where everyone accepts you wherever you come out with. Like for Prince, you know, he's accepted for wherever he goes. You know, whatever he says. You know, and Drake and these other guys. But you know, a lot of people don't think like that because they're too busy worried about what's popping now. It's okay to listen to pop, but you got to think 20 years. Am I going to go back and work at a regular spot? No, I want to do this forever for longevity. So I want to make sure that I'm always abreast with the industry and where I think it should go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, your identity.
That's what's up.
Yeah, well, we thank you for spending time with us.
I thank y'all for trying to hear me out.
Hey, I'm excited about this project, man. I definitely we'll see what you're working with. You know, on top of what's already out. So we want to wish you, the best of luck on everything. And anytime you want to come back and talk with us, just let us know. Man. We're glad to have a conversation. But before we go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, I can find me on social media, Confident with a K and 2 I's, KONFIIDENT. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, everywhere on the internet. Just like Confident with a K and 2 I's, and you can find me.
Cool, man. Cool.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem.